Hello, friends. Welcome to Akulmach Live. I'm your host, TK, and today we are discussing about the universe. There are many, mysteries, and there are a lot to be learned about the universe, how our universe function, and one of the things that we are, discussing or trying to find is related to something that we cannot even see. And today we are going to discuss about the dark matter. Dark because we do not know what it is and we can't even see it. All right, so let's begin our discussion. I am live with you in front of you across all social media platforms. You can engage with your questions or comments. All right, so what is the first point that we need to consider? That is the insufficient matter. You see, the galaxies are also rotating at certain speed, and when things rotate, it gives the energy in the angular momentum, and because of the angular momentum, something has to hold it. And since the bodies in the galaxies are very heavy, like things like stars, planets, and if they are rotating around the center of the galaxy at certain speed, which is very high, there is nothing to hold them back to remain in that particular formation. And that is one of the baffling feature of our galaxies, that how it is able to hold all the stars and all the stuff that are found in the galaxies into itself, because the galaxies are moving at very high speed, very rapid speed, and uh, uh, you know uh, sooner or later, at this speed, all the stars will fly out because of the angular momentum of the galaxies, of the matter, and also the centrifugal force, because the centrifugal force is a real thing. And therefore, if you want to hold all the stars into galaxies, that means you need gravity extra gravity to hold them back. So you have a normal rotation, but you are able to hold all the stuff which is found inside the galaxy with sufficient force applied in the opposite direction. That means your centrifugal force, which is the byproduct of the angular momentum of the object, is balancing out of equal and opposite gravity, which is pulling things inwards. So centrifugal force is throwing things outward, the gravity is pulling things inward. But the matter which is found in the galaxies is not sufficient to overcome the centrifugal force. And that was one of the big mystery of our galaxy, that how the galaxy retains its shape, and how the galaxies, we see so many millions of galaxies in the universe, are able to retain their shape and also able to retain their matter. Because the matter which is found in the galaxy, which is obviously visible matter, is not sufficient to explain the amount of gravity. And why we are talking about matter? Because matter creates gravity. If you have a lot of matter, if you have very heavy object, it will create huge amount of gravity. That means matter is responsible for creating the gravity, and the amount of matter which is found in each galaxy is not sufficient to generate that kind of gravity. So how come the, the galaxies are able to retain their shape and hold their matter, which is a baffling thing. And then scientists then basically hypothesize initially that there must be some invisible matter. Why invisible? Because this matter does not generate any light and does not have any electromagnetic properties. Why electromagnetic properties? Because the electrons are capable of generating photons. We know that. We are not going to the basic science, but then because of electromagnetic force, we are able to see things. Let me put it in a layman's language. And the dark matter we cannot see simply because it does not have electromagnetic properties. That means dark matter may not react with matter, but it is there to create gravity. Dark matter may not even react with itself, because if it reacts with itself, we will see some sort of reaction. That reaction will create some sort of force or some sort of explosion or some light. We do not see anything. Hence, the name of this matter is dark matter, because we do not know what it is we don't understand what kind of matter it is that we cannot see, and how, what are the different processes that dark matter is able to create the additional gravity which is holding the galaxy and the shape of the galaxy in the way we see it. Now, the scientists think that the dark matter may be 5 times the matter, the normal visible matter. That means in our space, the matter that we see is only 5%. The majority of the matter which we cannot see is called dark matter, and it is almost 25 times, 25% of the universe, almost like 5 times of the normal matter. So if you do the equation, there is a lot of matter around us that does not interact with us, does not have any reaction, does not have any um, sort of relationship. The dark matter is omnipresent. Since we are made of matter, the dark matter passes through us all the time. So there are a lot of mysteries around dark matter, and we do not know what is dark matter. Therefore, this is a mystery. Since it does not emit any light, there is no way to monitor and to determine the uh, the chemical composition of the dark matter or atomic composition of the dark matter using the current day technology and the current day understanding of scientists about the workings of the universe. So we are still looking. However, as per the latest study of, dark matter, scientists have proposed that there could be, even more dark matter, even more mysterious, and there could be dark matter. As I've already said, that the matter is only 5%. Dark matter in our space is 25%. So there is more dark matter in the galaxy, and because of this dark matter being available in abundance, the galaxy is able to hold its matter or hold itself into a particular disk-like shape. So, where this dark matter may exist, scientists are now trying to find that where the dark matter exists. We know that in the core of the galaxy there are a lot of stars. There is a lot of planet jam going on in the core of the galaxy. We know in the core there is a supermassive black hole which is roughly about 300 to 400 million solar masses. That means 300 to 400 million times the mass of our sun, and this supermassive black hole in the galaxy core is known as Sagittarius A star. It's humongous, it's huge, but black hole is small, as you know that. But there are a lot of other stars in the core of the galaxies. In fact, there are so many stars that scientists feel that the core of the galaxy is not the conducive place for planets to exist, even because the stars are so closely packed, the planets will eventually get destroyed, even if they are able to form in the core. But there are many stars. The bulk of the weight of the galaxy is in the core. That means there are a lot of stars. And why there are a lot of stars? Because there must be a lot of gravity in the core. That means there may be more dark matter in the core of the galaxy. Well, the dark matter may be evenly spread out, since dark matter does not react or interact with matter or itself. So it has no other properties to evenly distribute. However, there must be something which we do not understand, which makes sure that there is more dark matter in the core of the galaxies. And so we have to still see those processes in the early part of the universe. I think James Webb is going to see that. The problem is the dark matter is not visible by any means. So that is why we have to rely on mathematical principles, mathematical formulas to understand this particular mystery. So dark matter, we know that logically it should be present in the core. That means more of the bulk of the dark matter must be near the core of the galaxy, and therefore scientists are now trying to find out that what can exist in the core. We know that there is a Sagittarius A star in our own Milky Way. Like this, all other Milky Ways will have at least one supermassive black hole in the core. All of them. Because without the supermassive black hole being present in the core, the galaxy cannot form. But there are a lot of other stars which will also, and huge stars, short-lived stars, which may collide sometimes with each other. Sometimes they actually fall into the supermassive black hole in the middle, and since there are a lot of material in the core, there could be chance that supermassive black hole can ignite a quasar, which is also known as active galactic nuclei of the galaxy. Once it ignites, because it starts getting into the eating frenzy, it starts gobbling the stars which are nearby, and it can become a quasar. The galaxy itself can become a quasar. We know the quasars are some of the most powerful and energetic objects that we have seen in our space. Uh, at the core of the galaxy becomes active, start eating the nearby stars. Something must be pushing these stars to the core so that the galaxy becomes a quasar. And now scientists believe that the dark matter may be responsible for this. Dark matter may be responsible for uh, core being so dense. And also, dark matter, the amount of dark matter which is present in the core, may be responsible for galaxies to become a quasar. That means lot of dark matter will create lot of gravity, lot of stars will start attracted or start flying towards the core, and then eventually they start interacting with the black hole in the middle. So therefore, the scientists believe that how this dark matter may exist in the core, and that was the whole, um, trying to understand the mystery of the dark matter. And latest study suggests that there could be another type of stars that may exist in the core, and those are known as fuzzy dark stars. That stars which are entirely made of dark matter. That means there is no matter. There is nothing like hydrogen or helium or any of these matters which are usually found in the core in stars, but there could be several dark matter stars which may exist in the core. Now, since dark matter has very specific properties, we must understand how these properties um, will actually create a star, because dark matter supposedly does not even interact with itself. So that means these are called fuzzy stars, because the gravity is the only property of the dark matter which will bring it together and create a star. Since the dark matter does not react or interact with the matter or itself, dark matter will, we do not know what kind of properties or how the star will function, but the dark matter star would be huge. Scientists now believe that these stars, which we cannot see in the core, and their diameter may run into millions of kilometers, as probably bigger than the solar system. Just imagine a star which is completely made of dark matter, and they are so huge because they don't function like normal stars. The gravity is the only thing which brings the dark matter together, and they become a fuzzy bodies, and they are huge. And therefore, if there are several of these dark matter stars, much bigger than the Sagittarius A star or the supermassive black hole in the core, then our core or the galaxy's core will become a good gravity generator. And therefore, that explains that if there are several of these dark matter stars which are huge, diameter may be running into millions or maybe sometimes a single light year, also huge dark stars, that will create the amount of gravity that is required to create the traffic jam situation in the core. So this is something which is the latest, and therefore scientists now believe that these dark matter star or the fuzzy dark matter stars may be responsible for the cosmic evolution itself, because the dark matter may have existed before the matter came into existence. We know that when the Big Bang happened, matter was created many millions of years after that. There was no matter at the time of Big Bang. It was all pure energy, and the matter, universe had to cool down to generate the matter. And uh, when we basically say that the matter had to cool down, it's basically because the at the time of Big Bang the temperature was very high, and because of the high temperature, matter could not form. Once the temperature became sufficiently low, matter started to form, which took at least like 300,000 to a million years after the Big Bang. And that is when we started seeing matter like hydrogen, which is like proton mostly, and neutrinos and things like that. So that means the universe had to cool down to start forming the matter. But dark matter is something which would have existed even before the Big Bang, because property of dark matter is does not interact with anything. Therefore, the dark star may have already existed at the time of Big Bang from some previous universe, and therefore the universe started very early. It started taking shape very early, soon after the Big Bang. That means the dark star played a major role in bringing the things together. Therefore, the latest hypothesis the scientists believe is that the dark stars are major component of our universe, which actually allow the evolution of the universe itself. The control mechanism of universe to create galaxies, planets, stars, life, people like you and me, aliens, everything is all down to gravity, and the dark star would have played a major role. So, friends, this is something which I wanted to discuss about the latest hypothesis. This is the next level stuff. If you have any opinion, please feel free to send across your opinion or any questions if you have. And friends, thanks for watching, and I will catch you again in a future episode, which is going to be discussing the intriguing subjects about universe. Thank you so much. See you next time.